You are in the mix.
We'll talk about mindset first, right? Because if you're gonna be in business for yourself, you have to have the mindset of a winner. You really have to have the mindset of a killer, right? And so we look at the lion, right? The lion is the king of the jungle. But if you kind of look at the facts surrounding the lion, there's no real logical reason why the lion should be the king of the jungle. Because the lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle, right? That's the elephant. It's not the fastest animal in the jungle, right? That's the cheetah. And it's not the smartest animal in the jungle, because that's the orangutan. But yet the lion is the king of the jungle. And the reason that the lion is the king of the jungle is for one reason and one reason only. It's mindset.
Dee Brown is the president and CEO of the P3 Group, Inc., the largest African-American real estate development company in the nation. Dee Brown is a member of Forbes Business Council, a former member of Forbes Real Estate Council, the recipient of the National Bar Association's Congressional Black Caucus Corporate Philanthropy Award, a recipient of the U.S. Minority Contractors Association Thurgood Marshall Legacy Award, and is the National Policy Advisor on Public-Private Partnerships and Urban Redevelopment for the National Bar Association's president. Dee Brown is also the owner of Self-Made, his 100-feet luxury super yacht, which is the inspiration and an important part of the Dee Brown CEO brand. To learn more about Dee, visit www.deebrownCeo.com.
Hi guys, this is yours truly, Latoya Patrice with In The Mix TV, and today we are here with a very important person. Please meet entrepreneur, author, motivational speaker, and philanthropist. This is the CEO of P3 Group. Please, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dee Brown, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good, nice to see you. Very nice suits.
Thank you.
We're going to get more into that. I would normally ask him, what are you wearing today? However, that's going to go in with our interview. So it's such a pleasure to meet you.
You too.
Happy pre-birthday.
Thank you.
Tomorrow's your birthday, yes. So I know that's going to be very exciting.
Half a century.
So you have half a century.
50 years old tomorrow.
This man is going to be 50 years old. You don't look a day over 35.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Very nice. What is the key to longevity and looking great?
I think going to bed early.
Okay.
And exercise and water.
Water, exercise, and going to bed. You heard it from himself. Now, if you guys want to look half this great, make sure you exercise, drink your water, and go to bed early. So let's dig right into it. You have a lot of impressive things on your resume. Tell us about P3 Group.
Well, P3 Group is a real estate development firm that specializes in public-private partnerships. Okay. And so what that means to kind of the layperson is that we partner with government agencies, colleges, universities, and nonprofit organizations to design, build, and finance projects for them to save them the headache of trying to raise capital for the projects. And typically they repay us for those projects over a long period of time through either a taxable or tax-exempt lease purchase agreement.
I love that. I love that. How long have you been giving so much of your energy to this project and development with all these different avenues of business?
Sure. So I've been in the real estate development business for 28 years. Okay. And over I guess around 2008, I got into highway, street, and bridge construction with the government. Nice. Which kind of propelled me into doing some public-private partnerships in those spaces. And I took my knowledge of real estate and development and what I learned through the P3 projects I did with the government, and I developed the P3 Group in 2013. Nice. To really kind of home in and focus strictly on public-private partnerships. And so the projects that we do are transformational projects around the country, projects that make a difference to the quality of life for individuals living in those communities. Nice. So we're doing projects such as healthcare, fire, police, student unions, student housing, dining facilities, but projects that make a difference in the quality of life of students and individuals living in communities. And that's what it's all about, giving back communities, and that's what I love. When I saw Philanthropist, I'm like, that just fits P3 to a T, because that's what you're doing, giving back, making the quality of life better for people. I really do love that. I saw that you also have a foundation. It's called the Brown Foundation. Yes. Could you tell us a little bit about that, and how does that also impact the community as well? So the Brown Foundation was created by me to support our philanthropic mission around the country. And so the Brown Foundation partners with the P3 group to give scholarships and endowments to colleges and universities. We have a keen focus on HBCUs, but we also focus on colleges and universities and schools that are in communities that we deliver other projects. And so our thing is that we can do good by doing good. And so when we go to communities and we enrich ourselves through being able to deliver our services to those communities, we feel that it's vitally important that we take a portion of what we earn and put back into those communities. And so we do that through our Attack on Hunger program, where we partner with colleges and food banks to deliver food to people in need on college campuses and within communities. We also have our scholarships and endowments that provide needed scholarship opportunities to students that otherwise may not be able to complete their educational journeys.
Nice.
And so those are some critically important missions for us.
I love that. I really do. With the Brown Foundation, who can be most beneficial? Is it like a wide scope? Does it target a certain audience, a demographic, or minority base, or is it like for everyone?
So our targets are pretty focused on HBCUs from the university and college perspective. We also focus on schools and colleges that are in communities that we're providing services with the P3 group. So if we come into a community and we execute and deliver a project for you, then we're going to find a way to come back to that community and give something back to that community to show that we are part of the fabric of the community and not someone that's coming to town just to earn dollars and take it away and never to be seen again. And so it's pretty much focused on trying to support underserved communities, HBCUs, and communities in which we have a footprint.
And I went to HBCU, and it's just so pivotal, nowadays, and a sense of culture and pride, just kind of honing in and doing something for us, for our culture. We appreciate that.
No, absolutely.
So
So one of the big initiatives we have with HBCUs is what we call our 10 grand for your band initiative.
Okay, 10 grand for your
10
band.
grand for your band.
Okay.
And so we know that within the HBCU community, bands are typically underfunded, but they are one of the most important elements of the HBCU experience.
Yes.
But yet they often get left on the sideline when it comes to funding and having access to resources. So we launched our 10 grand for your band initiative, where we pay bands 10 grand to form P3 on the field during their halftime show. And so we executed that program with Alcorn State University, Jackson State University, as well as UAPB Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and all HBCUs, but all are in the same situation. The bands are critically underfunded.
Yes, underfunded. You know what? That is so awesome. I'm a fellow artist myself, and I also was in the band. Shout out to South Carolina State University, making this great woman, helping assist to who I am today. And I was a Champaign girl, and it was the most thrilling, exhilarating experience that I ever could experience, and the love and the support and the many people that's there. You would think it's like blown up a little bit more,
right.
And we could have done more, but funding was an issue at that time when I was there. So I think this is so great. So if you know your band, so now let me ask you a question. What are they performing? Are they doing a special show on behalf of P3, or what exactly are they getting for the 10 bands?
So they just perform the letter P and the number 3 in the middle of the field during halftime, and just make an announcement about our support of the band. And it's pretty simple. Typically the band director will have training a couple weeks before the game, and I mean it's been great.
So that's very easy. So Georgia Tech, Georgia State, Clayton County, Clayton, Kennesaw, get your band together. You guys, only thing you all have to do is make an announcement, a nice presentation for P3 group, and you get 10 bands. I mean, that doesn't sound bad at all for me. It's publicity for the school, publicity for P3, and it's for HBCUs. So you guys in Clark, Atlanta, Morehouse, for those HBCUs. That's what those I should have said. But is it just the HBCUs or any?
So this program is targeted towards HBCUs.
I spelled it.
Yeah.
I'm Morris. So you guys, Georgia Tech, we'll come back to y'all. We'll figure out something for you guys too. But definitely, I love that 10 bands. We need to spread that initiative. That is such an awesome initiative. Not just for you, but for the school as well. To still empower education, give it back. You got music, which brings people together. I love that.
Right. Good point.
So, the best part, I am a fashionista myself, and I do believe that is nothing like a good looking brother. Any man actually, brothers, it just, makes it even greater for, and a smelling good, someone who takes care of yourself. You look very nice, and not only do you look nice, but this is from your own clothing line. Can you believe it? This man is full with so many different talents. So could you tell us about your clothing line,
Sure.
your pieces? You look really amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So the self-made Dee Brown Ceo collection actually started when I purchased my 100-foot luxury yacht down in South Florida. I purchased the yacht to inspire young people of color, both men and women, that you could have an opportunity to be successful in this country outside of sports and entertainment. That you can just go to work, have good work ethics, use your ingenuity, take advantage of opportunities and become super successful. And so the clothing line actually spins off of the yacht, because what we're doing through the clothing line is we recognize that how we look and how we present ourselves to the public is very, very important.
Very important.
Especially for people of color, because a lot of times you're judged by how you look before they look at the content of your knowledge and intellect and character. And so the concept of self-made as the clothing line is that we're asking people that when you buy our clothing, that you're making a commitment to be the best version of you. So it's more than just about the brand or the lifestyle, it's about that commitment. And so one of the things that we're doing is that we have exclusive locations where you can buy the clothing.
Okay.
That's on board my yacht, or at fashion shows like we're having on Friday as part of my party. And so the reason we elected to be really, really targeted and have the clothing line only sold in that environment is because we're asking people to come, we're asking them to make a commitment, and we're asking them not to just buy the clothes because you like the way they look and feel, but also you're buying into the concept that you can be the best version of yourself in the process of it. And so it's all about really doing well yourself, but inspiring other people in the process of doing that.
Absolutely. I can totally dig that. You said something earlier, you do good by doing good.
Yes.
And I love that motto. I'm definitely have to use it this week. And being the best version of yourself, you can't help but to win when you do that.
Right.
And so this yacht, so you have special yacht parties where and it's centered around the fashion.
Absolutely.
So how do you get on the yacht?
So now this is officially launching on Friday. So we're actually, when we're talking about, we're at the pre-birth of it.
Okay. So this is the launch. The launch is coming.
The baby's due Friday.
The baby is coming on Friday.
So that's our first fashion show, and then that'll be followed by our first yacht party on New Year's Eve. So there'll be a New Year's Eve celebration, and essentially you book to come on board. There's a 1 suit minimum that you buy. So there's no charge for being on board, and it will include entertainment, it would include food, cocktails, and you'll be out on the water and have the whole experience. And we'll have tailors on board that actually take your measurements, go through the fabric selections with you, and so you get to spend a little time with the tailors making your selection, and then you get to enjoy the night and enjoy the entertainment and be out on self-made super yacht on the intercoastals of South Florida.
Nice. That is so amazing.
But the concept
and different.
But the concept is that a lot of people, particularly people of color, and I always go back to that because that's where I'm rooted from,
right,
would never have the experience. They would never have the opportunity to be able to be on a yacht and experience that life, especially from the standpoint of not going to South Florida as someone that chartered a yacht and get that limited experience to be on someone's boat where you just really someone just exchanging dollars for time, but to be on and have this actual treatment as if you're part of the ownership, because it's a different level of treatment from the standpoint of service and the experience and what you get out of it. And so that experience, coupled with the fact that you're able to buy really nice clothing at the same time, I hope will inspire people to go back and say, you know what, I'm going to rededicate myself to my career. I'm going to chase a dream that I thought that I was going to give up on, and that it would reinvigorate particularly our people of color to say, hey, I can do this. And no, I didn't make it in football, I didn't make it in basketball, but I still have plenty of opportunities ahead of me just by being an entrepreneur or business person, or being the best version of whatever your area of expertise is.
Yes, and what's most important I like about this project is that you are networking and joining forces with people that you can aspire to, who you can admire, who you can, get some wisdom, some knowledge, how you can be the best version of yourself. So I think that's amazing. Really, God bless you in everything you do as a woman of color and a minority. I just thank you for the opportunity. On behalf of my brothers and sisters, please follow him wherever you are right now. Please tell the people how you can follow, how they can follow you, how they can get information, your website.
Sure. So the easiest way to locate me is just Google Dee Brown CEO.
Dee Brown.
That'll bring up pretty much everything about me. My Twitter, Instagram is all Dee Brown CEO as well. But Dee Brown CEO brings up all of the links to my website, the company, and that's the easiest way, just to get on Google and Google it.
So check him out. Your latest book. Now, when's the last time you are an author? How can they find your book, your information, and what are you talking about in your book?
Sure. So I write for Forbes.com.
Okay.
And so I write specifically on the topics of public-private partnerships. I write about, my most recent article is about women in construction, how there are numerous opportunities for high incomes and growth within that sector for women, but that's a sector that traditionally women have not been has not been very inclusive when it comes to women working in that area. So typically my what I'm writing about is trying to either help communities see how they can better themselves or help people figure out how they can better themselves.
Thank you so very much for this time. Once again, happy birthday, the Sagittarius man. Keep representing for the community. You look great. I hope you inspire many brothers as possible just to rise to the level of excellence. He looks excellent. He stands for excellence. He gives back. Motivational speaker, author, philanthropist, motivational speaker, everything all in one. Mr. Dee Brown, thank you so very much, and much success and prosperity in everything that you do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the interview.
I appreciate you.
All right. Hopefully I'll be on that yacht real soon.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, open invitation.
Thank you. I've been invited. It's official. This is yours truly, Latoya Patrice with In the Mix TV with Mr. Dee Brown. Make sure you check him out, and we'll see you next time. Till then.